Joining me now is our friend California Congressman Ted Lieu, Vice Chair of the House Democratic Caucus and member of the Judiciary and Foreign Affairs Committees. Welcome back to the show. It's good to see you. So, Democrats' demands, they aren't radical, sir. There's no masked agents. That's what they want. They want judicial warrants. They want stronger training, real oversight, and polls show public approval of ICE, and in fact, President Trump's immigration agenda has plummeted. So will Democrats hold the line with not another dime for Trump's immigration crackdown, and I say that in quotes because it has been said many times, until
Of course, they're going to save it all for the Somali daycare center scam. I mean, you got $18 billion headed up there.
conditions are met?
Thank you, Alex, for your question. You're absolutely right. And let me start by saying that ICE agents and Border Patrol agents are not real police officers.
No shit. They're federal agents. They are at a federal level, not local, which would be police, not county, which would be sheriff, or state, which would be state police. They are federal, meaning they have jurisdiction throughout the whole country, not just one state, all states. They have priority and seniority over any other jurisdictions or governing agencies within the jurisdictions they should visit.
That's because real police officers
Fucking
don't wear
idiot.
masks. They wear body cameras. Real police officers don't engage in racial profiling.
Nobody's racial profiling. They're hunting down targets where they know the people are.
They use judicial warrants. And real police officers don't.
Only U.S. citizens deserve warrants. You have to be a citizen before you deserve any rights in this country.
Don't escalate, they de-escalate. So the demands by Democrats are very reasonable. And if ICE and Border Patrol agents want the respect of being real police officers and not be viewed
They're not police officers, you fucking moron.
as thugs and goons and drunk.
Thugs and goons. Like the jackasses outside the ICE facilities that are blasting sirens and bullhorns and throwing things and getting arrested and peacefully protesting. Are those the retards that you're referring to, sir?
Empowered jerks, then they have to comply with the standards that real police officers across the country comply with. And that's all Democrats are asking for. And I believe we will hold strong.
Do any of your Republican colleagues, whether privately or publicly, I haven't heard publicly, give you reason for why they oppose, let's just take the wearing of masks? Is there any real legitimate reason? Because they're implying that police, sheriffs, state law enforcement, who also face a number of criminal challenges all the time and the potential for retribution, that they're not important enough? Or what is it?
How about the level of criminals they're going after? They're not going after your everyday street thug. They're going after violent criminals that have come across the border here and done the same thing.
Alex, it actually doesn't matter what Republican lawmakers think. It's simply matters.
Obviously, he just said it right there. It doesn't matter what Republican lawmakers think.
Matters if they have the courage to stand up to the White House. And right now, most of them simply do whatever the White House wants them to do. However, the American people have shown a lot. The people in Minnesota, across our communities, that have fought back against Donald Trump's ICE, and we have won. Trump has pulled out of Minnesota.
Yeah, you won. 2 dead so far and counting. You won. What'd you win, jackass? Nothing, because they just kept moving forward.
You see the Department of Homeland Security backtracking on a number of issues. And so what we need is to have continual public pressure. And that's how we make sure that we get reforms to ICE and Border
Patrol. On Saturday, Attorney General Pam Bondi and her deputy Todd Lane.
Public pressure. Already got 2 people killed. He's encouraging more. There you go.
And she issued a letter saying that the DOJ fulfilled its obligation as laid out in the Epstein Files Transparency Act. The letter states no records were withheld or redacted in order to not embarrass or protect public figures. Perhaps most alarming, the letter contains a 3-page list of names mentioned in the files, and that includes yours, sir. And it does not differentiate between people just mentioned in news.
Wait, what? Oh, your name's in there, sir. In 3 pages.
Stories or conversations about Epstein versus those directly associated with Epstein. Does their, letter slash report follow the law passed by Congress? Why is DOJ dumping a list of names without any context?
So this letter is a complete absurdity. So it mentions members of Congress who have called for the release of the Epstein files. During the Biden administration, I called for the release of the Epstein files. In addition, let me just give you a very simple fact. There's been over 1,000 victims of Epstein's pedophilia sex trafficking operation.
Wait. So we should go after Trump because somebody called in a tip on a tip line without coming forward for any retribution or anything of that nature. But you're on the list. And we should just not even worry about it? I'm not following here, hypocrite. I mean, Democrat.
As of today, Attorney General Pam Bondi has held exactly 0 men accountable. That is such a ludicrous.
Maybe she should start with you since you're on the list.
Number that it screams cover up. And that's what this memo screams.
Pam Bondi, if you're listening, please start your investigation with his name.
That's what her testimony in Congress screamed. And we're asking the Department of Justice to stop the cover up.
So when Bondi gave her combative testimony before Congress on Wednesday, you accused her of lying under oath over her claim that there is no evidence warranting an investigation into President Trump. Let's take a listen to that exchange.
I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency.
I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath.
Ample evidence. The man is referring to people who called in a tip. That's ample evidence.
Help your career thrive with a program designed for real-world success.
Learn more at wgu.edu.
You came for sun and sand and sea, Alabama whisper.
So think of it as like a TV ad with a catalog component where I can choose on the Roku app and immediately it's going to send me a text.
So, Congressman, you then pulled up a document and it contains unverified allegations about Trump, and it's from a witness who called the FBI. And look, we obviously do not want to re-air unverified claims, but explain why you believe Bondi may have perjured herself. And does Pam Bondi risk any kind of potential criminal exposure here?
Thank you, Alex. I encourage people to look at that exchange because before Pam Bondi answered that question, she paused for a very, very long time. And it is very telling that
she paused because she's sick and tired of answering the same question over and over again. That's pointless, that you know the answer to, that you know you will not get the right answer to, and you know is inflammatory, you piece of shit.
She not only didn't answer the question, but she had to pause for a very long time because she knows Trump is all over the Epstein files. And she did lie under oath. She said that there's no evidence Donald Trump committed a crime. That is false. There are multiple documents not only alleging that Donald Trump committed a crime, but he committed very serious crimes. And guess what? This document I showed was an FBI intake form, a witness that alleged very serious crimes by Donald Trump. And you know why it is unverified? Because the Department of Justice never interviewed the witness. That is shocking. And I asked her to immediately interview this witness. So there's all these documents that just show the Department of Justice never investigated Donald Trump.
Geez, do you think there was a reason they never investigated the witness? Probably so.
Any of these alleged crimes.